he obviously plays a character shrouded in mystery, and we didn't want to share too much with him, but we still wanted him to get him to do the show. And we're very fortunate that he took a leap of faith and a chance on us.
So that's pretty good question. Can you tell us anything about the mystery character, or not? Can you tell us about what's going on? Yeah, go.
What was the second question?
If you can't tell us about the character, tell us about what's going on.
Oh, he's incredible. Every time I scale with him, the one word that comes to mind is magnetic. He is just incredible. And I think the fun part about his character is he's sort of a change agent for the show, in the sense that every time he interacts with a different member of our cast, it affects the character in different ways. It affects those characters in different ways. So it's a little bit like, a stone dropped into a pond, and each ripple is a different character. So you'll get a chance to, I think, experience him in a variety of different kinds of scenes. And it's just fun to watch him totally upend our different members of the show.
And John, say hi to Stephen on Twitter. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks.
Steve Merrill.
I really loved. And I wanted to ask a question about Merlin. Are we going to see a little bit of a darkness in his starting season? Or are we going to have to wait 7 seasons to see this kind of thing to darkness?
Colin Donald sends his apologies, by the way.
He's amazing.
He's standing up at a wedding this weekend in Colorado. He's from New York, and he's literally crying in the dark room right now.
You say he's standing up at a wedding and he's crying, but it's not him. It's not his wedding. As far as his darkness, I would say that starting in episode 7, things start to happen with him. They're both good and bad. That are both, positive for his character's trajectory and negative. And it's that mix that I think will add an interesting degree of complexity.
Thanks.
My question is to everybody. I was wondering if there's a superhero that you guys work with that particularly would influence you in how you portray your characters now.
I think we were all athletic kids.
No, I was a big wrestling fan growing up. I actually base, Oliver tends to keep eye contact a lot, tends to focus, and I actually base that a lot on Gus from Breaking Bad. Mark doesn't know that, by the way.
I just learned it.
It's funny, speaking of influencing super characters, I know Willie, your character, is actually not in the comics, but for me, he has come alive so quickly. I think just thinking like how popular Lois Sullivan was in Smallville. Next.
I just want to say you guys are like amazing. I love the way you guys portray your characters. It's just fantastic. I never seen somebody so dedicated to who they are. It's just amazing. That's why I really love this show.
Thank you.
My question is, now that you know a lot about your character, how do you see the evolution of your character going into the show? What do you hope to be if you guys make it to 10 seasons?
I hope to be running around with a bow and arrow. Stay tuned.
We're shooting episode 9 right now, and I can't see the evolution that much, but I do know that episode 9 is everything that I want in the series, because we play on the idea that Oliver is just a regular guy with special abilities, but no superpowers, and thus is vulnerable. We say that a lot, but in episode 9 we prove it, and
Hi, Mark.
Yeah.
How is the process of coming up with this common Monte Cristo twist?
Well, I have to say it was a really painless process. Rick Valenti and I sat down and you know, to come up with, hey, what about this moment, what about that moment? And I think for us, we always sort of thought of it as part kind of like and part redemption story. It's not, it's one about redemption is revenge. Because, you know, Oliver's guy obviously learns this terrible truth about his father and thus his family in the first episode, and is out to redeem his family and his own past as much as, you know, get revenge on the people that are to blame for the situation. Thank you.
Sorry guys. The trial is awesome, but I have a question, and that is, he pretty much kills everyone. Except the really bad guy, the big bad. So basically, it's kind of the Kevin Smith subcontractor Death Star question. At what point he kills somebody for finding out his identity in the earlier scene with Merlin? At what point does he move from hero to villain? I mean, are you going to address the whole? You mentioned the longbow hunters, and in longbow hunters, we know Oliver Queen's motivation is, well, I was on an island and I had to kill. So you really shouldn't kill unless your back is to the wall and it is like a death. So I was wondering if that's going to be a theme throughout the scene.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just, I would say just about every episode. 100%.
There's a line in an upcoming episode where I say to someone, you know, killing is not my opening move. You know, it happens when killing is not an objective, it's a necessity. And that's part of what makes the story real. That is hopefully what helps you buy into it, is that these guys saw him as Oliver Queen, saw him fight. What is he going to do? Make him sign a non-disclosure agreement? That's not the guy's neck. The guy who's neck in the snap and pilot, by the way, is our fight guard for James Banner. And yeah.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
Big comment, too.
Big comment, big comment.
Nice to have those around the show.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Carlos, and I got a question for Steve O'Connor. What did you find most intriguing about playing the role of this character?
That there were so many different characters. About 4 distinct characters in the pilot. And it's really fun going forward that almost everything that I say in the series could have a double meaning. And there are lots of opportunities along the way to give a little wink to the audience and give a little wink to the DC universe. There's a wonderful scene between Katie and I in episode 5. And that was a scene that you right in line.
Yes.
And when we have those moments where we can give a wink to the audience, I love doing that. It's fantastic. So just playing all the different characters, and then specifically as we move through the series, playing Oliver on the island and the deconstruction of that character is very fun as an actor.
Well, first of all, Team Hammer, everybody.
Hi guys. My question goes out to Steven. To me, the minute that I saw the action, your acrobatics, that's when I became bad. I said to myself, it's going to be a show. I just wanted to ask, what preparations went for that? Were you always having acrobatic abilities, or was it something that trained for?
No, I played sports in high school. Played football, I played rugby, and swam, and stuff like that. I haven't really done anything organized since then. And I started to push myself physically. I got really far along in the casting process for Spartacus. And I'd seen where I could take things, but this was sort of the next evolution. It was what can I do? So I did basic fight training, which basically amounted to like almost wax on, wax off stuff. Try, and so we have some fun stuff. We have machetes coming up, we have some knife fights, we have Heaven 6 and 6, and I learned all that. Yeah, that stuff's awesome. And I learned all that, and then there was parkour, and archery, and diets, and walking around in weight vests all the time. you guys to believe that, you know, as a guy that doesn't have superpowers, I can do the things that I'm doing. It's as long as you see with the body that you can buy into that, then I'm servicing the show.
Sure, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was just wondering, after seeing the pilot saying that you included Diana Larson as a character and Speedy as a character, if you were considering including Roy Mercer as a character in the
We've definitely talked about Roy, and we have a pretty cool idea for him, and all things in good time, but the take for Roy is that we have our sleeves is pretty bad.
That was a yes.
Thank you, guys.
Pretty yes, none way.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's kind of a long question, but there's so many different variations on the theme of good guy, turning bad, revenge family, or pick one thing or the other. How do you see this moving forward without becoming one giant TV show?
I'm all over that. Oliver's not a good guy. Oliver's not a bad guy. Oliver is a guy with a mission. And I love television characters that don't compromise. All the really good television characters. On shows that I enjoy, like Walter White, Don Draper. And these are all characters, just as male-leading characters that have a set of ideals, and they're not trying to win a popularity contest. As Oliver Queen, I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. I want people to be interested in the show and invested in it. If you like what I do, great. If you don't, keep watching the show. It's okay. David Gunner, our pilot director, when the scene that Katie and I shot, where I first seen her after I come back from the island, he kept saying to her, don't give any, don't show emotion. Do nothing. And he said, why? David said, because the opposite of love is not hate. Exactly. So, if you love Oliver, great. That's terrific. If you hate him, that's fine with me too. Just don't be indifferent.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, for all of you, how does it feel to be rebooting an overshadowed DC icon story? And what characters would you like to see later episodes of DC? Well, that should kind of help you out, Batman. We've got to get Steve in there.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I want to see Merlin.
I want to hear that scream, girl. Let's hear that scream.
I'm talking with the patients. Let's do this. I'm really looking forward to showing you guys Coven for Belly. I think if you guys react as you did to Deathstroke, just waiting to see her.
Those episodes are on fire. Those episodes.
First off, I think I speak for some of the men in the room and most of the women when I say, Steven, you're smoking hot.
That's not a question.
characters and put some new players on the board, create some new toys for the toy chest, if you will. So that's certainly, in the offing. The thing that we do in the writer's room is we always start off with a very simple question, which is, what's Oliver going through this week? And what's his emotional journey? And once we answer that question for ourselves, then we start to figure out, well, what's the crime story, what's the procedural element, what's the supervillain of the week, if you will, that can relate to that thematically. Like, I think the Royal Punch Gang in episode 6 is a great example of that. You wouldn't necessarily think that, playing card character bank robbers would relate to what Oliver's going through and discovering that week. It actually truly does. And that's a long way of saying that we come up with, the story and character developments first, and then we back ourselves into a character. In some cases, it's a character that we draw from the DC universe. It's such a big and deep pool. But other times we say, we've got to create our own character and, create a new, toy for the toy box. Both fun. Great game, guys. No, thank you.
I'm not sure whose decision this was, so I'm not really sure who to ask. I'm assuming Mark. Why did you change the name from Star City to Starlight City? Because it sounds like crap.
Do you have a strong opinion about it?
Actually, yes, I do, because I feel that Star City is like Metropolis. It's like Gotham City. It's the home base. It's what everyone associates with it. I think that's like, if you're in Mansfield, they call Metropolis Metro City Center.
No, you're really not going to like the movie.
I get that you're doing something different. I just can't see why something like that was changed. That's like to me changing Oliver Queen's name to Oliver King. They still know who it is, but it's different. It's wrong.
Well, you're being really blunt, so I'll give you an honest answer, okay? Yeah, no, it's really, here's the thing. Metropolis, it sounds like, a regular city. Gotham sounds like a regular city because they were named after real cities. Star City, it kind of has a less grounded feel, at least to our ear, than Metropolis or Gotham, or certainly less grounded than we were going for with the show. So we, made this, sort of creative decision to, make, Starling City. And at the same time, we always wanted to, tip our hat to the comic origin of Star City. So, like, for example, if you look at the very first page, the very first panel of that our preview comic that we had come out with back in Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, you'll see there's a billboard that says Starling City is a star city. We thought it might be a nice tip of the hat to have Starling sort of name, like New York City is the Big Apple, Star City is the name, which again felt more in keeping with the, sort of Nolan-esque grounded version that we were going for. If it's not your cup of tea, I hope you'll still watch the show.
Yeah, I'll still watch.
Thank you. Okay, that's all then.
Stephen, which martial arts training did you use for the show? Look like you used some free money?
Yeah, it was parkour. Dark training.
Parkour.
Which superhero would you see on the show, for a team up and which actor or actress would you want to
I can't really, I don't know what Judd is up to. I'm gonna take the fifth on that. We have a really talented, writing staff, and quite frankly, I'm going to get Judd back.
It goes, I'll be back soon. It goes the other way though, so you're working on some comics.
Good segue.
Mark and Andrew, obviously, Price and Price runs the show. Mark, they are comic book writers as well. You want to talk about your book?
Yeah. So, as you guys know, we're doing a Arrow digital comic that will, like the Smallville season 11 comic that premieres on Comixology each week, will eventually get collected into print. We're doing an Arrow comic, and what's really cool, at least for us, hopefully for you, about the comic is a couple things. First of all, it's canon. So everything that happens in the comic ties into the show. For example, if you picked up or you downloaded, I guess, the digital comic that hit the stand, I think, release, thank you, that was released last week in conjunction with the premiere of the pilot. It actually takes a scene from episode 2 and sort of reenacts it verbatim, but flashes forward to key elements, key moments in the life of the series for season. The second chapter that will be released now, that gets released on Wednesday, gives you China White's backstory. China White appears in episode 2 of the show, so it's very tightly integrated, and it's written by myself, Andrew, the other members of the writing staff. So it's we're not farming anything out the third party. Everything is done in-house so that it fits with the show in a very, very tight, hermetically sealed kind of way. And as you know from download the first issue, Mike Rell is one of our rotating artists, and I think we have some preview art for you guys. Oh, awesome! Hey, 6 seasons in a movie. I'll share that. 3 movies. Well, I think we don't have a frozen sequence or an underwater sequence planned at the moment. I think underwater will probably happen, sooner for us. But I think, for us the goal is always how do we keep pushing the envelope each week in terms of scope and in terms of production value. The stuff that's happening, and you saw hints of it in the trailer in episode 2, this incredible silo that we shot the Arrow China White fight scene in. And these really, really cool docks in Vancouver. We've got amazing locations to keep going to, and our incredible stunt team keeps coming in new different ways to show those locations off and the coolest kind of action that you can see. We're really trying to set a new bar for action sequences.
And it's more like the package of Arrow, like parking the computer and at the count. There's like a bunch of other things that pop up.
We talked a lot about the Moxie Club Arrow, and a variation.
I punched guys in the head. In the second episode, we were cutting a fight scene together, and we needed. I am handling some guys, so we needed to get me over to some guys I was targeting. We were coming up, thinking about all these different elaborate moves. I said, well, I'm just going to bow in my right hand and punch them in the head as hard as I could. That's what I made fun of that.
Speaking of Arrow and all that, how's the costume? How was that uniform feel?
The costume was great.
We are in another game.
As you saw from the preview, you can't even see me in the costume. So, the costume was great. Colleen Atwood, who has won a couple of Academy Awards, did Scissorhands.
It's no way
it's great. It's a little too hot in the summer, and it's a little bit too cold in the winter. But Goldilocks time. Yeah. No, it's not. No, it was awesome. I love the bus.
And Mark, can you talk a little bit about where in the store, where that came from?
Yeah.
Where it's inspired?
Well, one thing is always designed to be incredible, like Steven says, everything has a function. We never talk about it. I mean, when Steven said it's a costume, he was really referring to it as we do in the industry sense. You know, like when Steven is in a suit, that's the costume. Anything the actors wear, the costume. Anything with the driver, that's a prop. And the thing that we said to Colleen was, first of all, Oliver Spiel basically, put the hood down and just wear a jacket and walk across the street knowing what's taking place. So it has that very rapid, very comfortable. For us, the reason why Oliver wears this particular outfit is he places him back in the mindset of being a predator, or being a hunter, that he had to know survival of an island. So it gives him a very tactical, strategic edge. And if you're curious to know the origins of that particular outfit and why it has precedence for Oliver, I also said that, particularly the classics. You guys want to see that again?
If we have to wrap up, can we run that video?
Question from Mark. Have you given any thought to making Willa ornaments?
Yes we have. But don't encourage her.